We got the Vanpower's Urban Glide, and there's no better place than test this e-bike in Amsterdam, the capital city of bicycles.
The first thing what really stands out is the quality of this bike. You see how sturdy it is, and already while setting it up, I already felt that this is gonna be a really cool bike. And if you see here, even the fenders, they are made up of metal. So there's really not any type of cheap plastics used to manufacture this bike. And see how beautiful this red color looks.
The Vanpower's Urban Glide Ultra also comes in 3 more colors, which looks amazing by the way.
And something we are really curious about is the range of this bike. On the website, they claim that it should ride 110 kilometers, more than 110 kilometers actually, with one full charge. So today we're gonna just ride around Amsterdam and really see if it lives up to the hype. So let's go.
You know what? This is the first bike of many that is good for our size, and you can sit straight. You know, you don't sit like a sport bike. You sit straight. It's a lot. It's perfect. Before we show more of this bike, let's get some patat because we're in Amsterdam. But we do have to lock it really well because we're in Amsterdam. So let's see how that goes.
We've got 2 locks
2 locks, yeah.
for extra protection.
And we're going to sit somewhere that we have eyes on the bike, because how many bikes get stolen every day in Amsterdam?
I think 80% of the electric bike.
80%, 80. So yeah, it's a bit of a risk.
Can you trust this lock?
Yeah.
We've also got our old bike, which is
Yeah.
without any power.
Oh, now you see how amazing it is to have an electric bike.
Eyes on the bike mirror.
All the time.
When you say fries in Amsterdam, this is what you mean.
The best. Some truffle mayonnaise. So one thing what I really love about this bike is that it feels really safe. The pedal assist is like perfect synced with the pedaling you do. It does not have any surprises. I had some bikes and then sometimes it just would go like boom, like this, and you would never know when, and it felt like I had to have my hands all the time on the brakes, and with this one it's really controlled, really smooth. This is the first quiet street we found in Amsterdam. And turns out this bike is perfect for Amsterdam.
But Amsterdam is not really perfect to film a bike review video because it is just packed everywhere. And we were there on Sunday. So we're gonna go around this forest, show you some more beautiful side of the Netherlands, and of course give you the review of the Vanpower. Let's go. The coolest part about riding this bike is everything is just so smooth. The way pedal assist works, the way you shift the gear, everything is just of such a great quality. And right now we're just riding next to the ocean. We are riding at about 24 kilometers per hour, and because of some European law, or I think it's a law in the Netherlands, that e-bikes cannot go higher than 26 kilometers per hour. So that's where this bike is restricted in the Netherlands, but I've seen some videos from US that it can go up to 19 miles per hour. I don't think it's a race bike. It is just a bike for a nice city trip, or even if you go a little bit off the road, that is what this bike is for. It has actually become so dirty, the bike. It was so nice and clean this morning. But hey, we did the test. We went through gravel roads, we went through dirt road, and the tires, they performed really good. And let's talk about the display as well. It has a 3.5-inch display, which is super bright. And of course, the brightness of the display, it reduces when you turn on the lights, because you're turning on the lights when it's dark. So it doesn't really matter. You can still see everything. But how good the quality is of display, it's super bright now, and I can see everything super clear. And it has not a lot of information. It shows you the battery percentage, the kilometers, the trip, your level what level you are riding at, and you can also sync this bike with an application which comes from Vanpowers. So now that there's nobody on this road, maybe we can do a little speed test at how long it takes for it to achieve the highest speed. So let's try it out. And here I go. So I'm starting from 0. It just goes. And now we are at the top speed. How crazy it is. I think within seconds, it just goes up to 26. It is like, I think maybe 3 or 4 seconds. How crazy is that? Now let's talk about brakes. This bike has hydraulic brakes. Like for us, if a bike doesn't have a hydraulic brakes, we are not using it at all. Especially for Netherlands, if you're riding in the cities, you need to have good brakes because the amount of people, the amount of cyclists, the amount of tourists which can come on the bike lane, it is just insane. So I've hyped up the brakes so much, so maybe it is time to test out the brakes. Here's the catch. So I would start braking from where my bag is, which is here, and I'm assuming that it should brake until where the camera is. If not, then I'll brake my camera. We are at 26 kilometers per hour. Let's brake, 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 brake. How long was it? We were at 25 kilometers per hour, full speed. So 1 meter, 4 meters. Should I try to squeeze it a little bit tighter? Let's try. It is at 25 and brake. Oh, that is a little bit dangerous, but hey, it brakes. Now that we tested out the brakes, in my opinion, it did pretty good. Now let's talk about some suspension. The front one is 80 mm hydraulic suspension, which works like butter. And this the first time I'm seeing this in an e-bike. Maybe I'm just ignorant. But the seat also has 30 mm suspension here. In the beginning when I was riding the bike, I thought that, is the seat loose? Like, why is it going up and down? Is there something wrong? And then I realized that, oh, this is actually a suspension. So what are we gonna do with all these suspensions? Do a suspension test. Let's go. I'm scared. I think that was good. The bike survived. I'm happy that I don't have any flat tires. This bike comes in 2 sizes. One is small or medium and one is large. We chose the large one because we are about 180 centimeters tall.
But even if you are 190 centimeters, this bike should be fine for you.
So now time for some drawbacks. See, the only drawback in my opinion is it is a little bit heavy. On the website they say, we haven't really measured it, but on the website they say 32 kilos. I think it is 32 kilos. It is quite heavy. It's not like we don't really have to lift it, but if you're putting on a bike rack, your bike rack should be strong enough to bear this kind of load. Our bike racks are luckily good enough because we took it to Amsterdam. We were really scared, but it worked like a champ, our bike rack. So 32 kilos, but that's with the battery. And the battery is this big. The battery is really heavy, but it's a 690 watt-hour battery. What can you expect? If you want a good mileage, you need to have a bigger battery, and that increases the overall weight of the bike. But yeah, until now we have ridden 33 kilometers. We are at 75%. The display is on the whole time. I think now it's time to go back home and see how much battery we have left. There's a little bit of uphill at the bridge. Let's see how the speed performs. So I am putting 0 effort from my side. Still going at 24. And now I think when we go down, the speed should go above 30. It is 32 now, that's 33. So I'm not even pedaling it anymore.
That was it from Vanpowers Urban Glide Ultra review. Hope you liked the video and make sure to check out the Vanpowers website to get additional information about these amazing e-bikes. We'll put the link in the description. See you in the next one.